Hey everybody, this is Brett, and today I'm going to show you something that I've recently been getting into that's just been really beneficial for my health in so many ways. It's saving me money, it's saving me time, and it's saving me stress on my mind. And I'm going to show you specifically why it's doing all those good things for me. It's pretty easy to understand. It's canning. And when you've got the equipment that you need, then you're able to make foods that are ready to eat in an instant. Beans, vegetables, fruits. And winter is especially great for having canned foods because they've got to be cooked. And if you try and eat foods like rutabagas or collard greens or big beans like black beans like I just showed you, and they're not cooked, you're going to be in deep freaking shit. So today I'm going to show you how to put up foods, and I've been doing this for a couple of months now, and I think I've got it down pretty well. We're going to do tomatoes. And we're going to do green beans. Specifically, we're going to make salsa. So the first thing that I'm going to do is wash all of the utensils, all the jars and lids. And you'll see that I am not using the regular canning lids. Those have BPA in them and they're not reusable like these. These are Tattlers. That's the name of them, Tattler. And they come with these reusable rubber gaskets that you can use over and over again. No BPA. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to wash all the produce, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I think I've got enough beans prepared to start loading a quart jar. And I'm starting to warm up my water. I've put about 2 or 3 inches in the bottom of this giant pressure cooker. And so now I'm going to start loading my jar with beans. Beans are rather interesting, and I don't know if this is the correct way to do this. I might want to cut them actually first. I think that they'll go in there better if I cut them first, don't you? Okay. So let's do that. Should be a lot easier. And you want to pack the jars really well, so that you get the most bang for your buck with each one. And I think that there are other reasons for that too, packing the jars really well in regards to the jars sealing, but I'm not sure. Okay. Green beans have a lot of chromium in them, which is something that I was shown to be deficient in several years back when I did that nutritional analysis test on my blood. So this is definitely a good thing for me to get going with. The other thing that I showed low on was vitamin A. I've been religiously eating a lot of orange foods. for quite a while now. Okay, I'm going to shake it really good to get everything to go down as far as possible. And I think I'm going to put some spices now. Okay, I'm going to put some onion in the top of that first. Before I add, actually that's probably enough right there. Okay, so I've added the onion to the top of there, and now I'm going to put some salt. And I'm going to put about maybe a half a teaspoon of salt for a quart. Now I'm going to grind some pepper and put that in there. This shaker also has clove in it. And I also put some cardamom seeds. So that's got pepper, clove, and cardamom, and salt. And how about some thyme as well? Okay. Now I'm going to add water. Okay, this is filtered well water. And for vegetables, you want to leave about an inch on the top. Just a little more. Okay. Okay, just like so. Now, I'm going to take one lid. Make sure there's no debris, no little pieces of anything on the lid, and make sure that your seal doesn't have anything on it, because you want this to seal perfectly. Okay, put that on the top. Screw the lid on, not too tight, just hand tight, because you want the air bubbles to be able to escape. Okay, so now, it's hard to do with one hand. Okay, so this thing is for picking stuff up, and it also helps keep them in place. So I'm going to put that in there. The water is warming because I've got this turned on to in between low and medium. That'll get this starting to warm. And that's what I want, because I want to gradually increase the temperature of all these bottles that I'm going to put in there. I don't want to shock anything. Okay, so this time I've got the same thing, but I'm putting rosemary in the top of it. This gadget for the top, this funnel thing, makes life easy. Throwing a clove of garlic in the top of this one. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to chop up these tomatoes. And put them in the food processor and chop them up more. This is a lot easier than the green beans, because, you know, the green beans you always have to deal with those little stems. Okay, now I'm going to add some parsley and cilantro to that. Better chop it a little bit first. I just sharpened this knife so it's really sharp for cutting tomatoes. I cut all those little stickers off completely, skin and all, where the sticker was. Because y'all know that I don't like to eat sticker glue. And I don't care if they say that it's safe or not, because I don't believe them. Okay, let's put some onion in that salsa. And I think I have a pepper. Oh, here's a red pepper. So you cut those off. It's just another funny ass thing in our world that we have to deal with. Glue in the food. Okay. Okay. Let's fill one of those beauties. Well, looks like we're going to need more. That's good because I've only got room for 2 more quarts in this. Because I've already got 5 and it holds 7. And I've got like a lot of tomatoes in that bag down there. Okay, I forgot, you have to add apple cider vinegar or like lemon juice to your salsa. So I did that. It's good to have your compost bucket right there by your feet so you can just throw shit in there quickly. And I put some cayenne in there too. Okay, we're all full. I've run out of room for any more, so I'm just going to make some fresh salsa there. Threw some olives in there this time. I buy these pitted Jaffe Brothers Greek olives, organic. Just put some apple cider vinegar in that one. You can see how much I put in there. Let's put some salt in there. This is the pink Himalayan salt. And pepper and spices. Maybe some, I don't know. Okay, I've got this thing full of quarts, 7 of them. And I've got the slow cooker centered really well over the burner. That's important. And I am ready to put the top on. I got everything cleaned up nicely. And now I'm going to take the top and align it. Right there it says close, open. That little V has to line up with that V there. So that it'll go down, and then you just turn. It takes 2 hands. Okay, there we go. There you go. Okay, now pretty soon this tab will come up and it will start to build pressure. And then after it's gotten up to 13 pounds, which is the required pressure to get this thing up to 240 degrees. 240 is the magic number to be able to kill off any of the bad bacteria in there. You see, with vegetables, you have to get it to a higher temperature, and that's why you've got to pressure cook it versus just steam, like boil cook it. With tomatoes and fruits and stuff like that, then you can just boil cook it in a big pot. You can put all the quarts or the pints, whatever, in a pot and just boil it. But not with vegetables or beans, because those are not acidic foods. The acidic, like tomatoes, like I could just do tomatoes alone, like I did. There's 2 quarts of tomatoes in there. And I could just do tomatoes alone in a boiler, not the pressure cooker. But it's good to have both a boiler and a pressure cooker if you want to do all kinds of foods. Okay, so now getting that up to 240 degrees, in the book there's different pressures required depending on your elevation. Here I'm at like 2,500 or 3,000, something like that in elevation. So I need to get it up to 13 pounds. And all you have to do is get a book like that ball canning book. It was highly recommended on Amazon. And then read a few chapters. You don't have to read the whole thing. Just the basic preparation chapters will get you started with doing this, in addition to this video. Okay? So after I get that going, after it's all the way to 13 pounds, then it has to sit at around 13 pounds of pressure to cook for a designated period of time, depending on what you got in the pressure cooker. And for this, for green beans and salsa, not long. Not long. I'm going to leave it in there for 20 minutes at that pressure. Then I'll turn off the pressure, or turn off the heat, and allow it to cool down. And that'll take, an hour before, maybe an hour and 20 minutes before the pressure is completely down and the tab is all the way down. And then I'll open it up, and then I'll let everything cool down for a little while, and then I'll use these tong deals to pull those out of there. They'll be blistering hot, and I'll put them out on a cutting board. Put them on the cutting board to cool, and then as they cool, gradually they'll seal. And I'll show you all of that. So now I'm gradually increasing the pressure, and I'm up to medium. And I've learned that for this particular stove, it needs to be on just below medium to hit 13 psi. Okay, so even though this is aluminum, of course none of the food is touching that aluminum at all. Okay, so that would not be a good thing. Metal and food, not a good thing to combine. That's why I cook in these slow cookers. They're all glass. They're all glass on the inside. Oh, and I had extra salsa, but I couldn't get into that. So I'm just going to cook it in this slow cooker and then put it in the fridge, and we'll eat that first. The rest of it can all sit, and I can eat it in a month or two. That's what's so cool about doing this. You can take your time, and it's like you're mass producing food for the day, and then in the future you'll be able to just eat whenever you want. Want to see some great fast food for dogs? Wild caught Alaska pink salmon, $2.80 some odd cents. Bam! Watch this. It'll be gone in 1 minute. Loaded with calcium, omega-3. Yeah, it's got a little bit of metal in the can, but I'll tell you what, that right there is 100 times more healthy than dry dog food. Was it good? Check it out. I had the pottery shop, the local pottery shop, make me a lid for my hardened glass pot. Cool. Okay, the pressure thing came up now. See? Now that pressure is going to start to go up. my water's ready. Let's make some tea. It's up to 5 pounds. Okay, I keep setting the timer for the time that I'm guesstimating. That's going to get up to 13 to remind me to come back in here and check. Because this doesn't have a timer on it, so you got to do something. Okay, we're up to 13 plus pounds there. And so now I am going to continue to cook this for 20 minutes. And then we'll turn it off. And then also I turn this down a little bit so that it doesn't continue to keep rising. Okay, the 20 minutes are up and now we're turning it off. And we'll just let it cool down. It got up to 14 pounds anyway, even though I turned the heat down. So we'll turn the heat completely off now and let it cool. Okay, the pressure has come all the way down. And the little thing has gone down. So I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to allow some of that heat to release before I completely pull that off, because it's crazy freaking hot. Okay. There they are. I'm just going to let that continue to cool for another 20 or 30 minutes, or even longer if I want, before I pull those out with the tongs. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab these and pull them out of there and set them on the cutting board. Beautiful color. Can't wait to see a green one. Ah, green beans. Beautiful green beans. Very hot. Salsa. Oh, okay, so that one lost its liquid somehow. It all left. I'm not sure exactly why it did that. Okay, so that one I'll have to just put in the fridge. That one looks good, huh? I put a tomato in the top of that one, just to fill the rest of the space. Okay. Well, that's only my second failure, that one. But it's not a big deal. Like I said, I'll eat it tomorrow. I'll eat that one tomorrow. What? Did you come in? You just pushed the door open and came right in? Come here. Yo. What? You don't want to be on the movie? Are you hungry still? Okay. Alright everybody, so thanks for joining me. I'm just in here doing a good self-massage on my whole bod, so do that for yourself and you'll sleep better tonight. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so just one more thing. What I'm going to do now is let those completely cool down. I'll put that one in the fridge, and all the rest of them, after they've completely cooled down, I'll make sure that these are sealed. And when they suck down, then they're really sealed, and I'll make sure that they're completely sucked down. Otherwise they'll just spoil sitting out in room temperature. Okay, bye.